Hello, people. Today, let us talk about revenge. Now, I don't think that there is anybody out there who doesn't know what revenge is. In Bengali, it is called Bodla, Protishod. In Hindi, it is called Badla. And I think there are many other words in many other languages that can define revenge. For a very simple, for people like you and I who love simple understandings. Revenge is something that we do as an answer for something wrong that has happened to us. Okay. Now, I understand that there was this time, I mean, right when I was growing up, and this idea of individual uh, space, privacy, freedom, and idea of political correctness, safety, emotional security were a huge thing. Okay, there were industries built around it. There were media working around these ideas. There were education going on around these ideas, and people were changing laws. People were changing how things work at home, office, school, roadside, etc. Just because the idea of political correctness. Similarly, I have also noticed that people would sometimes go to the length of, you know, like uh, like changing their status of relationship. I mean, not just romantic relationship, but also relationship with one another, with oneself, just to take revenge. Okay. Now, it is, like when I think about the word itself, like revenge, is such a heavy word, isn't it? Similarly, if you think about it, like, um, I don't know if I have mentioned it before, but the, like I was having this discussion with my mother one day that it is very tough to be a human being. Okay, that sometimes you just feel it, right? That you wake up and you have to take care of so many things when you are just, being too much on yourself, right? So, and imagine that these people, we, people like just you and I, we are burdened with the idea of revenge. So, um, recently, I have this neighbor whose daughter was being questioned in her school because something has happened between her and her classmate. And her classmate had done something, like her classmate had taken her eraser or thrown away one of her copybooks or something very much scary. That, and this child, she was very much scared. She had gone out, she had complained it to the teachers, and the teachers had mentioned that, uh, it is okay if a child has done something, but it is not okay for the other person who was a bit, in problem to react, because this neighbor's daughter, she had reacted, she had kind of pushed her away, and in her mind she had this heavy blissful idea that she had taken the revenge that she wanted to. Now, uh, I really wanted to know your opinion, that is revenge that necessary when the world is getting uh, a bit, what can I say, black and white maybe, and also occupied. For example, this girl who had pushed her, you know, I mean, this girl who had uh, stolen her copybook, her erasers, probably other stationery item, she has already done a damage, even if it is a minute damage, and even if it is a damage to her mind, right? To her safe little space in her school. And when she has said something, this person has, I mean, the teachers were complaining that childrens do these things. Nobody should react. So, in this way, this child is told that revenge is not okay. Now, I have always been the kind of person who used to think from the point of view of what is just and what is unjust, what is revengeful, what is good, what is kind, what is great. Now, I think it is very much important to understand that not always we will get justice, okay? Not always we will be able to do things that are good. Not always we will be able to uh, get, kind answers, kind replies, and the 100% attendance and truthful attitude from people. Because you have to understand that the girl, I mean, I will use the incident of these two girls. Like the girl A, who had stolen the stationery from this child, from my neighbor's daughter, the girl B, okay? She had done the act and she had moved on with her life. And this incident carried on for so many days that nobody has the time, power, energy, money, or anything to put those things back into place. And when, my neighbor's daughter, she complained to the teacher that, like, yes, I understand that I have pushed her, I have done something, but it was only a reaction. There was nothing. Once the teachers had passed this statement, passed their verdict that no, your daughter is somebody who had pushed it. She was up for violence. Now I have to understand a few things before I go ahead with this idea of revenge or idea of, not letting go. How do we take revenge when we are not that powerful or omnipresent, or, you know like when I say omnipresent, I mean once I have taken my revenge, I have to make sure that I am living with that same person. I'm living with that same person and making sure that I continue to be secured and safe. My family members continue to be secured and safe. My people continue to be secured and safe. So, what are the measures I can take? I can be safe in whichever sphere of life you can take this example for. I mean, you can think about a school, you can think about something. You can be safe, you can be happy and productive, you can be connected to people, you can be uh, somebody who enjoys their own life. You can understand that there are certain rules in life and they will probably never change. For example, people do take advantage, people do take, people end up misusing resources, trust, friendship, and people do take advantage. It is a way of life. But it doesn't mean that if we do not get our revenge, we are a failure. Okay? So, first of all, let's say, there is this classic example that if there is a ditch in front of you, what will you do? Will you walk through it, or will you just take a slight detour and walk out of it and move on with life? In this case, I think it is important to accept and move on with life as is. But if you are that up for revenge, then I think you have to be super clever, you have to be super smart, you have to be energetic and up for it all the time. Because, yeah, like you might be after that person trying to put them back into their space, but that is just not possible because you are not, like capable of keeping an eye on them. What if they are conspiring against you? What if they are thinking bad things against you, spreading bad words against you? Is that possible? No. For a normal person, it is just not possible. Now, from a point of view of a very happy person, it is okay to, like think of life as a very cheerful and productive space and move on with life and think that, like somebody who has done wrong to you will get it back. There are these, um, like quotes that I just don't remember anymore. But yes, people are there who believe in this kind of life, like tit for tat, etc. But it is, I think, living a safe life is far more important. Now, for example, I had these two friends of mine. We three were very, very close to each other. And like, but the two other friends, they had huge difference in their uh, views in life, particularly with money. Okay, this one friend, she shared my views and she said that, no, I'm not going to spend this amount of money on simple things like a snack or maybe an evening ride, or maybe uh, instead of watching a movie in the theater, we can watch a movie in our home, in the local uh, cable channel. But then this other friend of mine, she was like, no, not only I am going to watch a movie in a theater, in a very good theater, but also I am going to, like, I remember once I had asked her to watch a movie with me that was, uh, that was on YouTube or something, and she said that, I'm not going to watch the movie. Why? Because it is on YouTube, it is free. And she took this uh, happiness, validation, or you can even say uh, sense of pride, or a sense of well-being, or maybe she had some lifestyle ideas associated with it, that she just can't watch a movie for free. Now, the way I have grown up, I have always seen the people who end up in this kind of tussle, they either end up changing one another, or they have to change their point of view. And by tussle, I mean that sometimes it even costs their friendship. In this case, it did. It did cost their friendship because they just could not adjust. So, one thing that happened after this incident, that these friends of mine, they broke up, they stopped being each other's friends, is that they went on a series of revenge. That leaving each other out uh, from serious help. When one was asking for help, the other would be like telling lies straight away. I just can't be there. I just can't be available. So, what can be done when you are seeing two of your very happy friends, very potential and close friends, being revengeful on one another? First of all, you have to understand that there are just two ways to do. Okay, maybe you can be a little smart and speak it out to them, not to, be this revengeful or maybe selfish, or you can just step out and put a very high level of standard, that if you are this, you know, this radical, or if you are this strict with your values and principles, I might not be able to be your friend. Now, in this case, what I see is that it is really, really important to be a little lucid at the first place. Okay, like for example, today if I am asking somebody to, like for example, I would like, because I'm wearing this kind of a print of a cloth, I would like to have, I would like to, I would like my friend to wear a cloth of similar print so that we can be twinnings. Okay. Now, I mean, so that um, we can appear similar. We can, like, it can be a fun thing. But the person probably, they might not be up for it. They might not be okay with it. They might not even be happy about it. Might have their personal preferences. Now, at the venue or the event where I am expecting this friend of mine, the friend does not turn up in the kind of clothes I want the friend to be. What can we do? We have to be a little lucid with our principles, with our expectations, with our even thoughts and ideas. Because if we turn out to be revengeful, we might just, like, not be that happy. We might, I mean, this is one principle in life which I always follow, is that if we have a problem in one instance with this person, we can always move on and we can find other things. We can accept that, in this particular thing, I'm not going to be accompanied by this particular person. For example, if a person doesn't agree with the kind of clothes you wear, or the kind of hairdo you like, or the kind of, um, let's say, views on life you have, okay, or the kind of food or restaurant you like, or it might even be for, you know if you are somebody who doesn't like to eat out, who likes to lead a very simple life like me, then it is okay to understand that not all friends will be there. Sometimes it is also okay to find different kind of friends, not to fix it on one person. And you know if we go around with life with this kind of lucid mentality, we will eventually understand that it is okay not to be that revengeful, because slowly we will lose out on these very dark situations when two people are up against each other. Now, this, goes against a very historic and a very habitual human tendency of setting up rules, of setting up boundaries, of setting up standards, habits. Probably even people have built nations on preferences. But sometimes just ask yourself, is it okay? Is it really okay to be that strict about something that you believe in? I don't think so. And if you're that strict, if it is something that needs to be changed, if it is something that is so harmful, then you need to understand that you alone will be in the limelight. Uh, and when I say limelight, I mean under the focus of the wrong kind of people. And again, see, as I talk about revenge, see how the narration changes. The wrong kind of people, the wrong kind of limelight. Anybody who is wrong can be changed, and those who cannot be changed, um, they can be avoided. Situations, bad things can be and must be avoided in life. Okay, and if they are not avoided, then one must be extremely courageous. One must be extremely up for a very roller coaster and a very um, chaotic and a disturbing life. Now we must understand that, okay, somebody has said something to me that is very untoward, that is very unhealthy. I can put it out to people, that not in a revengeful way, but kind of an act of labeling. Let's see, this is what you are telling. You might be okay with it. I am not okay with it. Okay. And you have to understand that the next thing you do should be something else. Not talking about the revenge. Not, it's okay to keep on mulling about one thing. It's okay. It happens. It is an usual thing that happens with life, right? Like right now, if there is something going on in the world, people are going to talk about it. Similarly, if there is something very personal that happens to us, we think about it unless and until we get to talk about it. That is what it is. So, the next time you get up for revenge, please understand that don't be that revengeful unless and until you are that powerful, or you are, you know, capable of stopping the person from making a second conspiracy or a second harmful act against you. And yeah, that was it. If you have any other idea about revenge, please let me know and share your opinion on the comment section.